And good morning, folks. Welcome back to another edition of Jedi Academy. I'm Ranger J1999, part of the RSG crew. Welcome one and all to the Jedi Academy. And if you're new and wondering what is the Jedi Academy, well, that's where we take the best and brightest of game changers and YouTubers and sprinkle in a little bit of mentally damaged people of the RSG crew, and we sit here and answer all your questions about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. So the way it works is if you have a question that you would like answered about the game, all you need to do is put it in the chat. Make sure it's in the form of a question, or it has the word question in front of it. It helps us scoop up the questions, which Dr. Finn Medicine will be doing. And we will scoop up your question and get that answered by one of our lovely panelists. And let's introduce the panel for today. Got a little bit light. I'm not sure what's up with the Warrior. He'll be here if he's just running late. It happens. But we have Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, who will be monitoring chat and everything. What's going on, Dr. Finn?
I am definitely not the loveliest of all.
No, you're horrifying. But you said it, not me. Also joining us from the RSG crew is the lightsaber builder himself, Sir Loki.
Hello there.
Okay. See, so Loki has morning voice, so he's using Obi-Wan Kenobi to speak for himself. Obi-Wan, anything else you'd like to add?
No, man.
There he is. Okay.
It's super early, but I'm good. I'm good to be on.
Right. Also joining us from across the pond, he's a regular and a part of the RSG crew now. The one and only Mike Hunt.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Who's on holiday, been taking a week off or whatever he's been doing.
Yes. Christmas, unfortunately, is now over. Back
Second
to work
Christmas,
on Monday.
Huh?
Yeah. We celebrated Christmas this week, just gone. And is it only me that finds it disturbing that General Kenobi, in that voice, is the character from Trainspotting? Who's a heroin taking.
Well, since it's the same actor, no, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
What's wrong with you?
They're kind of polar opposites, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Maybe he's bipolar.
Maybe it's just you and McGregor.
Could be.
I'm so surprised Liam Neeson lost to Maul.
He didn't find him.
That's what happened. RNG is the way it works. And then also join us on the panel today, all the way from Canada, the one and only T Money G.
Good morning. How's it going?
It's going good. I hope you have your coffee and your maple syrup all squared away.
Absolutely.
That's right. Because it's not a good Canadian breakfast morning without coffee and Canadian maple syrup.
It's actually illegal up here in socialist Canada to not have coffee and maple syrup.
Oh, see?
First thing in the morning.
When you're a communist country, that's what happens. That's true. Science.
So science.
That's right. So, welcome to the panel. If anyone else pops in, let me know, Finn.
Warrior said he is out of town, so he will not be joining us
he's
today.
Been busy doing some stuff like that. So, the Warrior's out of town, so no Warrior today. Sorry, guys. Life happens. Like me last week, I wasn't here last week, but Arnold was, and we had a good panel last week. So, we'll have a great panel this week, and we'll answer your questions. So, go ahead and get them in. Looks like they're already starting to come in. So, while we're getting the questions coming in, let's go around the corn, as old Grande, the French tickler, would say, and see how we did in Territory Wars. We barely lost by like 100, I think, to NSC Black. So it was a great match. It came down to the wire. We both cleared each other, but we just lost at the end by a little tiny bit. How did the rest of you guys do? T-Money, how did you guys do?
We won both our matches. The first match we had was the long weekend, and we had two guys not show up, which we've gone 49 out of 50, which is, you're kind of running at a disadvantage there, but we were 48 out of 50, and we got a guild that was like, I don't know, 5-10 million GP lower than us, which I don't think anybody likes to get that. It's they definitely gave us a challenge, but we beat them by about twice the points, and then the one yesterday was very, very exciting all the way to the end with Club Order 66, and then we got that one in hand too. We cleared the board with maybe an hour left or so. And they had a couple of zones left, so
All right.
Yeah, but it's exciting facing guilds from Asia because they're 12 hours, ahead of us, behind us. I don't know, behind us, ahead of us. So you go to bed thinking, oh, look at us, we're so great. This board is lovely, and we're almost done. And then you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, the horror! Our side has been dismantled. So it's fun.
All right, Mike.
We won one, lost one. The second one was really close. I hadn't realised. I thought that each node was worth 750. So I'm getting all happy. I'm like getting my calculator out, working out that we'll win by 100 or so. And then it was pointed out to me that fleet nodes, it's 1150.
Yeah,
so
the back ones are all 1150.
Yeah, I didn't realise. So we lost by 300 odd points in the end. But I actually managed to engage on this one. It sounds awful, but normally I don't put in too many battles. I throw out all the squads I'm asked to put out. And then kind of, because we're a mix of European and American guilds, players, sorry, as I'm going to sleep, everything's sat there and I'm thinking, great, next, as soon as these are unlocked, I've done my battles in this node. And then I come back and there's like one node left. But this time round, being on holiday, I was able to play. And yeah, at least I got a few battles on the board.
All right, Loki.
We won both of our battles. I think we got underpaired the last one around. Probably less. We faced Order 66, but I mean it just wasn't fair. I think we had like 17 mil on top of them, so it wasn't. I think CG's up to their matchmaking shenanigans again, but they put up a good defense. It's just with a 17 mil gap, it's tough. But yeah, we won both of ours.
All right, and then of course Dr. Finn Medicine Woman.
We won both of ours.
Good. That's all Finn has to say. We won both of ours.
I mean, does anything else? I think we won the entire month or something, so we ended up somewhere in like the rank 20s or something on the territory war board or something. So we have a nice little streak going, but we'll see. It's always changing, especially at the GP we're at, because we're right in that like 130 to 140 range, and we're increasing our GP slowly, and so it changes a lot, the strategy you have to use from territory war to territory war. So
all right. All right, so the questions are coming in. We'll start from the top. We'll start with Mike. We'll start from a question from our good friend Camille Buhalski. Question: I get 600 crystals from arenas every day, and I spend 450 on refreshes. What would be the most efficient way to spend the rest? Gear or maybe shards like vets? I don't think I'll get GTR this time though. Mike?
No idea.
I was talking and then you said my name again, and it's like, would I really be that courteous and put my phone onto mute? Apparently I was. Wow. That's a first. Normally it's Mike, can you please mute?
Yes.
Just Mike.
Yes.
Staffu, Mike. Yes.
Yeah,
so yes. Rewind. I think I would say stockpile your crystals and gear on the rest. So if you're getting 600 and you're spending 450, that's leaving you 150. So every 7 days you're looking at a decent, full piece there or thereabouts. It's an extra piece a week plus with your raid rewards and whatnots. And then like if you're only a few shards away from 7-star in one of your vets, then maybe do that and then switch back over. But gear, it's one thing having the tunes, but then if you don't have them geared, it's almost the same as not having them. In fact, in some ways it's even worse because you've got them and you're frustrated because you can't use them. until you gear them. So yeah, that would be I'd stay on target, mate. Fair play to you. Good luck.
There you go. All right, next question will go to T Money, and this is from Brian Rubin. Question: When do y'all think we'll get to see a new territory map? Hoth is getting stale, no?
Absolutely. I think I don't know. I'm wondering Dathomir. I think that would be fantastic. I'm just thinking, do we have a bonus for Night Sisters, for Sith, for droids? That might be pretty cool. And I think Dathomir is among my favorite art within the game. I love it. And like, yay, I get to play in Dathomir today. So I think it'll come soon. They just have content pouring out at us, and so they've done a really good job lately, I think, at kind of reducing the number of bugs in the game. But I like them to kind of focus on that first. So don't do it too quick. But yeah, it would be great to have that.
All right. Next question. We're gonna go to Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, and this is from B More Fett. And the question is: with new videos coming out, has anyone's opinion on Empty Nest or Enfys Nest changed?
So on the Wednesday stream, at first look, I think I gave her a C. Even the next morning, I think I was talking to you, Ranger, and I said that I would give her a B at this point. She has a lot of different utilities, so I really like her overall kit. I would caution people on a lot of the videos that are coming out, because every character has a strong point and a weak point. And a lot of the videos are emphasizing her strong point, which is fine. It's really good to understand what the strength is of each of the characters. Her strength is that she's not really affected by heal immunity, because the stacking protection increase is outside of any kind of healing mechanic. But the protection only lasts for her turn. So a couple of the things that you might have seen is that one screenshot of Enfys going against Traya that is enraged and has like 24 stacks or something, and she has like barely any health and a whole bunch of protection. The thing to realize is that the next turn, all of that protection goes away, Traya gets a hit, and she's going to die. So it's not like she can survive multiple hits of that kind of caliber. She had to have protection and health in order to survive the first hit, barely survived, gained all the protection back. Similarly, any mechanic that goes around protection, like Plague, will be able to kill her, because it's going to just go around all the protections that she's gaining. So there are a lot of counters to what Enfys Nest provides, and she does look like she's going to be a plug-and-play arena character. I think she's going to be really, really good, but just be careful on how much you focus on like all these good aspects without realizing that she does have pretty noticeable counters. Not to mention the fact that Darth Nihilus is currently a meta character with the EP lead and the Triumvirate and everything. And so no protection whatsoever is going to protect you from a Darth Nihilus Annihilate. So I think she's good. I did upgrade her grade in my book the next morning from a C to a B. I still think that the health steal is a little bit of a weird thing to have stacking for the duration of her turn. If she had a stacking health period, I think I would probably give her an A over a B. But other than that, I think she's going to be really good. In terms of whether or not to invest in her, something like that, she seems to be viable at 3-star, 4-star if you can get her to gear 11. So there doesn't seem to be a huge need to take her to 7-star, as at least right now, she doesn't seem to have a huge role in the Sith raid. So,
all right. Next question for Sir Loki. This is from David Rodriguez, and the question is: I run for Arena Emperor Palpatine lead, Darth Nihilus, Scion, Darth Vader, and Thrawn. I want to go all in on Nest. Who would she replace? What would be the benefits? Would the team be better?
So in my arena shard, I have a lot of Empty Nest teams, or they're trying some different team comps. I think Emperor Palpatine lead. I think what you have now is actually pretty good. at least for me, it's harder to fight than, let's say, if you substitute Vader out for Enfy's Nest, or I don't know how far you are for unlocking Traya, because you got to worry about her now if you're going to continue with the Emperor Palpatine lead. But if you're going to stick with that leader, I don't think Enfy's Nest is going to benefit your team much. It actually might make your team easier to beat if, kind of like what Finn said, if your Arena Shard is primarily EP lead with Nihilus, your Enfy's Nest is just waiting to die from Annihilate. So keep that in mind. But if you were going to substitute somebody out of your team, I would probably do Vader first. And I've said it on previous streams where if your Arena Shard is primarily EP with Nihilus and Scion and Vader and all that, dropping your Vader out of the team and substituting with somebody else actually makes your Nihilus faster, because their Vader's going to go first, land dots on your team, trigger Scion to trigger Nihilus, and then Nihilus is going to force drain right away. So you can play on that mechanic again if your shard is primarily EP lead, and then substitute Vader out of for Enfy's Nest and try it out.
All right. Next question back to the top to Mike. This is from our good friend Fat Tony 99, and the question is, why does everyone require so many MK3 hollow projectors? It feels like I need 1 billion of them at the moment, even more so than stun cups or Carbantes.
Yeah, the one that I've found when it's basically it'll be who you're gearing. I'm guessing you're gearing similar tunes, because a lot of them seem to require, like for example, in Phoenix, you've got, Kanan and Zeb pretty much require identical gear. So yeah, so if you're trying to work through a faction and gearing them, that's when you'll come across this. For me, one of the main ones has always been the Mark III thermal detonators, because the Night Sisters need like a gazillion of them, and you're forever farming little nodes and stuff. But I know what you mean. The rescue is that they're pretty reasonable. They're one of the things that's definitely worth picking up through the shops. I mean, you pick up 2 full. It is that one, isn't it? That's what I call the Mark III condom. Yeah. So you get 2 of them for 600. You can also pick up shards going through in the other stores as well. Mm-hmm. So if you're finding you're getting short on it, utilize those other stores. Just try and keep your base currency as safe and secure as possible. Unfortunately, I'm gearing up a tune at the moment, and I can't get them to gear 12 because they need 3 golden balls. It's like, what? 3? Mm-hmm. And on 1 gear level? Yeah. Yeah, I feel for you, mate. The bottleneck, it's a pitter.
It is. All right. Next question to T Money G. Let's see here. This is from Varkesh. And the question is, with territory wars, did anyone find out if defensive ship team reinforces to over 3 ships? Does that remain for the next attacker, and does it show when selecting the opponent?
Well, I just win my ship battles, so I'm actually asking my guild if anyway I have an answer coming here. But I was watching, and it shows on the screen that there's only 3, and there's that little glitch. I think that everybody pretty much is getting it, where it shows 2 empty spots. I don't think that those are necessarily the reinforcements that have been killed. It's on everything, but I'm just stalling right now because somebody is typing in chat, and I get back to you in 2 seconds.
Dear diary.
We had somebody in. You can let us know if you get the same response, T. We had somebody in chat, so I'll shout out to Mostef Isley, who's one of our regular watchers. So thank you, Mostef. He said that it does not end up with more than 3. The extra ships that end up at the end of a battle get pulled back into reinforcements for the next battle. So he said that you always will have 3v3 to start the match, and they'll pull the other ones into reinforcements. I didn't see it personally either, but I know Warrior last week was saying that you did have the mismatch. So I don't know if maybe they changed it between the beta testing and stuff and when they made it live, because that would have been a huge issue. So
one of our senior players is saying he's one of our TW advisors. He's saying that only 3 ships at the start, if reinforcements were called back, they get back to the reinforcement area if there are already 3 in the start. So that's great, which I have not heard any complaining about that. Mm-hmm. That was something we were really, really worried about and trying to theory craft around. How to get around that. So I haven't heard any complaints. So that makes sense that it just is 3-on-3 again.
All right. Next question is a Dr. Finn Minnesota woman. This is from Brandon Behrens. It says, I'll have Vader gear 10, Palp gear 10, TFP gear 9, Snowtrooper gear 9 for the R2 event. Do you think that's a viable team? Thrawn is only 6 stars, so he's not an option.
So Vader, Palp, TFP, and Snowtrooper. I'm counting 4.
Yeah.
So obviously you need a 5th Empire, right?
Right.
And the one that you're missing is some kind of tank in order to cover. I think your gear 9s are fine. Yeah, you'll probably want like a shore trooper or even like a royal guard for this is fine. If you have royal guard, depending on when you started, he might be somebody that you farmed. Stormtrooper, another one. Shore trooper we mentioned. So you do want to have a tank of some kind, but gear 9 should be fine with the R2 event. I think you'd be safer with gear 10, but gear 9 should be fine. And I mean, obviously, if you want to keep your gear lower, it's going to be a little bit of RNG every now and then, just to try and get through it. But and then worst case scenario, you move your mods over from like your arena team just to kind of get through one of the battles. But I think all you need is to get a tank in there as your 5th character, and then you should be fine.
That's it.
And obviously, gear 9 at least with your tank as well.
Yeah. All right, next question will go to Sir Loki. This is from our good friend Corey Dalmeyer. Question, do you remember when assault battles places of power was difficult? Did they nerf it or did everyone just get stronger?
I'd probably say a little bit of both. Because the first one had the really OP Palpatine, right? Mm-hmm. Where he like shocks you for like 100,000.
Yeah, it was instant kill.
Yeah, so they took that out of the last node, but then they gave you Thrawn and Vader, maybe the Krennic node at 4, I think, and then just overall, I mean, we're all, if you remember that event, then it's, you're pretty much a year in, and yeah, everybody's gotten stronger. I don't think they've. They nerfed Palpatine for sure, but then they added other roadblocks in the event. So it's a combination of both.
All right. Next question. Let's see. This is from Ed Squid. It goes to you, Mike. Question. After our 7th territory war loss in a row, is it time to give up trying to get my guild to be organized and leave? And if so, how should I know where to pitch myself?
Oh, mate, that's okay. It's how do we proceed with this? So I'm gauging from the question that you want to be in a guild who are winning territory wars. That's the first thing.
Right.
So it's changing over. So where to pitch yourself? You want to look at your GP, times that by 50. That'll give you an indication of what sort of guild sizes you will slot into immediately. Then basically go through the leaderboard and see who's posting the most wins, sort of thing, and then contact them. The only problem there, of course, is that normally once you've got a guild that's on a winning streak, players don't normally want to leave it. So yeah, but that would be kind of the areas I would start looking at, is gauging where you can get to. Where your plans are. One of the things that we look at for prospect joiners is how active they are. It's difficult to tell to a degree, but what we try to do, one of the areas to us is arena. Are you active in arena? It's not so much the top spot. You don't have to be occupying first, because we're aware that certain arena shards are far more competitive, but seeing that the constant, you're striving and developing squads, and obviously having kind of the main. I mean, for me personally, for example, Sith Raid, I run 4 squads, 5 at a push, 1 per node. Being in that sort of position. What say you?
What say you?
What say you? Yeah.
What say you?
Yeah. T Money might have some input on that. I mean, she's normally pushing and looking.
Yeah, she's normally sniping folks from other guilds. T Money, how do you go about doing that?
Well, no, Mike, I think you covered it really well, Mike. And I think that what we've found, and we our guild loves territory wars, and we have some incredible keeners who we spend hours and hours and hours and hours theory crafting in advance of every war. And what one of our players, Lamar, does is he goes and he kind of snoops all of the different chats in the Discord server to see who wins. And by and large, it's quite rare for a guild that has a lower arena rank than the one that you're facing to win. Like, it's quite we've done that once. We have quite a winning streak, but we did that once. And then the ones that we've lost, those those guys have had a better arena rank than us. So if you're really, really into territory wars, go onto the SWGOH.gg site and go, pardon me, go and sort guilds by arena rank and just match one with your GP. If you're that keen, that means that you're going to. Territory Wars is a ton of work. It's going to mean that you have to remod your roster for Territory Wars. It means you're going to have to show up throughout the day and play, if you're in a really competitive guild, or it's going to, maybe not show up throughout the day, but that's, if you really want to do that, that's how you're going to get the most out of a guild that's obsessive about it. But I think it's perfect, Mike. Yeah.
That's right. All right, next question right to you, T Money. This is from Matthew Simpson, and the question is, what one debuff would you like to see on more tunes in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes?
What one debuff? Well, I have Treya. I got her this past week. It's been a learning curve getting to know her and use her. We have one other one in my arena shard. And so I've been playing her for a couple of weeks now, finding different teams to beat her, losing against her a lot at the beginning, because there's this dynamic where she just cleanses. So, you're facing the Emperor Palpatine and, off goes his stun and all of your tunes are frozen. And when that happens regularly, you are done for. And it's just no. And then they just have their turn and they magically come out of the stun and they go on with their merry life. And it's shocking and it's hard to get used to. So all of these buffs that are locked, all the debuffs that are locked, and all the buffs that are locked, they are completely clutch in this game. So Mother Talzin's Plague. I mean, I don't want to see anybody else with that. I just love that it's very unique to her. Fracture, Isolate. What is that? The 3? Do we have any other ones? I think Plague is such an incredible buff because it also is it can't be cleansed, but you also can't cleanse anything underneath it. So if you have if you have anything underneath it, then that's essentially a locked buff as well. something that I'm trying to figure out how to use, but I don't have a toon that really uses it a ton except for IPD, and I only really use him in Territory Wars and occasionally in Arena, is the target lock buff. And so I'm trying to use that and learn about that one. And I think it's very effective against teams like Kylo Ren Unmasked where you're trying to really control the buffs on that team, and Imperial Troopers. So that's one that I think is a really underrated debuff that we'll come to see that kind of rise in power in the next few weeks, maybe a couple months.
All right. Next question to Dr. Finn. And the question is from Takedown Games, Stoner Jedi, Zalo Takedown. Question, I'm basically done with Cantina farming. Would anyone recommend farming reinforcement mats?
No. Not right now anyways. So the drop rate on 6A is pretty bad. So if you're going all in on that, I mean, you're going to be using a lot of Cantina energy, like a crazy amount. And they're working on the PvE table, which should give more access to those reinforcement mats. So I would say don't worry about 6A for now unless you're kind of just really hungry in order to try and get that extra edge on people in your ship's arena at the expense of other things. I still think mods is probably the better farm if you're done with all the characters and stuff in Cantina. So I would say basically wait until the PvE table comes out before you worry about reinforcement mats too much, unless you're just kind of really itching to get that done. But I wouldn't recommend it, no.
All right. Next question to Sir Loki. This is from RW. And the question is, my first Zeta equals Pop Leader. Second Zeta, any ideas? And go Thrawn unique, Scion, Palp unique, Nihilus, Vader unique, or is Arena team fine and something random like Hit Crew? Also, Finn, will you contact me on Discord before my review?
You got that one, Finn?
Okay, so I'll answer that part and then I'll let you answer the question, Loki. So anyone with the roster review, I will contact beforehand. Although I don't have anyone RW on the queue. I just checked. So I don't know if you have a different name. So just PM me on Discord and let me make sure you're on the queue and all that kind of stuff. But yes, I always contact anyone before the roster reviews we do on the lunch stream to make sure we have an idea about what exactly you guys are looking for us to review.
All right. And what do you think about the question there, Sir Loki?
So it sounds like you're running Empire in your arena team. I would definitely do Scion next.
Yeah.
Because he needs that Zeta to basically go. He's useless without it. He never gets the ultimate off. That crazy ability he's got where he gets all his life back and he becomes annoying. So definitely get that going because that Zeta will just reduce that cooldown to nothing and he'll get it off like, I don't know, in 45 seconds or something if he keeps getting drilled. So definitely go Scion, and then I would probably do Nihilus Unique after that.
I agree. All right. Next question back to the top to Mike. And this is from, this is our King Felix. Well, look who it is.
Yay!
Hey, it's King Felix. He says, what up, guys? What is the optimal ship lineup now? Been out of the loop for a while. Yes, you have been. I know you've been trying to transition from Korea back to the States, so that's no easy task. But what do you think about his question there, Mikey?
I don't think there is one at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
One that, the one I'm running is the Vader, Imperial TIE Fighter, Biggs. They're my first three, and then depending on RNG, because that's, from my perspective anyway, that's what we're now dealing with. Most of my fleet, or most of my ship shards, seem to be on an even level at the moment. No one's romping away with all the reinforcement abilities and stuff. So there isn't too much of that making a big play in it. But yeah, that for me, I'm running 2 Geonosians. I'm running Sunfac and Spy. I have maxed out Spy's enhancements, so I do when I bring that one in, that can be quite useful because I bring that in and it automatically puts a false taunt on 2 of the ships. So it allows you to target different ships. So if you've got a slave with retribution on it, you don't actually have to target that.
So Mike, I'm sorry, I'm so curious. Can you choose your second target?
Yeah. So it depends. I mean, it's annoying because quite often it will slap it onto ITF, and ITF is still the king of dodge as far as ships go, even with the supposed nerfs that it's had. I'm slightly paranoid, but I'm of the impression that our offensive ITFs have been nerfed and defensive ones have been buffed. I am convinced of it. But that's what I'm running. Sunfac's an excellent tank to call in from reserves because he automatically stuns a ship with buff. And normally when you're calling him in, there's a taunt going which has got retribution, i.e. Slave 1, for example. And you come in and stun hit, he's stunned, and you can get a few hits off and stuff like that. That's the way it works, and then it's down to RNG on whether it does or not. That's what I'm running, and I'm encountering quite a lot of that. Yeah, the Vader Imperial tie bigs.
Yeah. All right, next question. Let's go to Team Money G. And this is from Most Def Isley. Question: I think the last legendary character was BB-8, not counting Heroes, Journeys, RJ-T, etc. Who would you most like to see as the next legendary character to be released, T-Money?
Wish I had seen this one in chat. I need to think about these for a while. Next legendary character. Well, I mean, I want Lando immediately, so I would like them to get on that, please.
He will not be a legendary. He'll be.
He will not be a legendary. I know he won't, but
Lando and his ship.
I think with the triumvirate and Revan is inevitable. I don't think that's coming next. He is.
One can only pray.
Absolutely inevitable. No, he is. And I have the faith that you have lost, Ranger. He's coming. He's not coming in the next month, the next 6 months, maybe the next year. I think they really like to, and it's great strategy to hold on to characters like that to, to keep us in the game. Of course, they're not going to give us everything we want, and then we play with it, and we're bored of our little toys, and there's nothing else to give us. I think that a Jedi rework, we all know, is so overdue, or a tune that kind of fits into that faction and really bolsters everyone. Not sure who that is, but
Black Suit Luke
for that. Yes, Black Suit Luke would be super hot. I'm sorry, he's like,
I have a guess.
Yeah, what's your guess?
Beckett. I think Beckett may be a legendary character that's coming into the game, and you might need lights out scoundrels to get him.
And Jango Fett, like we've got our bounty hunters. They're, we have enough bounty hunters for them to be free to play to have a legendary event. But the legendary event might be very challenging for free to play. Like you might have to have them year 10, 11 sort of thing. And then we have Bosk, of course. So, I mean, that's, they lead us along really well because they have to, because they don't want to, have everybody angry all the time. So they do try to lead us along. So you just kind of have to look at what we've been given and what's coming. So yeah, scoundrels, bounty hunters. I don't think we're getting any more Night Sisters. I have started farming my Tuscans because I always say, if you ever want to know what faction is going to be meta next or a big part of it, just look in a roster that's around 3.5 million GP and see what they don't have. So we have the Geonosians in our ships right now. Well, there you go. And so I'm just chipping away at my Tuscans as well because, that would be pretty neat.
Right.
I played around with a Vader, Wampa, Tuscan. Well, which is the Tuscan that puts out dots and heals?
Shaman.
Yeah, that one.
Shaman.
Turkey Shaman, that's it. I tried that out in the.
Is that what happens when you eat too much at Thanksgiving? Turkey shaman?
Yeah, turkey shaman. Yeah. That was fun. He's the only Gear 11 Tusken I've got.
So what, you had him in arena?
No, God no. It was on the Enfy's Nest challenge.
Oh yeah.
I just kept replaying the last one. In actual fact, I messed about and tried loads of different tunes in things, and that was one of them. But predominantly, I just ran 5 Jedi and just racked up a ton of wins running 5 Jedi for that quest.
All right. Let's go to the next question. This will go to Dr. Finn. This is from Camille Blahalski. Question. I run Zeta Emperor Palpatine lead, Zeta Thrawn, Vader, Tarkin, and General Kenobi. I have enough mats for 2 more Zetas. My Scion and Knowledge are both 5 stars and under geared. I'm about to 7-star raid Han and will unlock CLS as well this time. What should I do with my 3rd and 4th Zeta? Raid Solo and CLS, or maybe push Scion and Knowledge and Zeta their uniques?
Okay, so there's a few different parts to that question. First thing, you're working on your Scion and Nihilus, which are fine. If your Scion and your Nihilus are under-geared, especially in that squad, they're going to die very, very quickly. And so I wouldn't put a Zeta on them before you get them higher gear. You don't have to worry about their stars. The 5-star is fine. Both of them are viable at 5-star if you can get their gear up to at least gear 10 on Nihilus and gear 11 on Scions, and Scion is your tank and he has to survive. But if your Nihilus is below gear 10, he's going to be really, really squishy, and the fact that you lose and annihilate with that team is going to make it really, really vulnerable to a lot of attacks. So I wouldn't consider anything on Scion or Nihilus until you at least get them to that gear level. That being said, let's assume that all of them are at the correct gear level. The first Zeta would be Raid Han. Raid Han's Shoot First is one of the really, really good Zetas in the game. Especially if you can get him to gear 12 once you 7-star him and get that bayonet on him. He is a damage dealing machine that you can use pretty much in every single area of the game right now. So Raid Han would be definitely the first Zeta I would do. As for your next Zeta, you're down to basically 2 options. Nihilus's unique is not really crucial for that team. It helps. It's not really crucial. Scion, as Loki mentioned earlier, gets Scion just sped up so much more. So he is not necessarily crucial, but he really, really helps that Emperor Palpatine team. Similarly, the CLS, It Binds All Things Zeta, is a really good Zeta to have as well. So then it depends on which one you are going to be using more. If you're just going to unlock CLS, I don't know if you've been trying to save all the gear for him so you can like boost him up to gear 12 as soon as you get him, or whatever your plan is there. But between CLS and Scion, if your goal is to run an Emperor Palpatine team with a Scion and a Nihilus, so you'll be substituting Tarkin and Kenobi out for Nihilus and Scion, I would just hold on to your Zeta, not put it on anyone until your Scion is gear 11. Because putting it on your arena squad is going to give you the most benefit, versus if you put it on CLS and then you're not going to use CLS anywhere, there's not as much point to it. So one on Han Solo for sure. The other one I would hold on to until you know for sure where your arena team is going and how you're going to use CLS in order to decide. But Nihilus's unique would be the last one on the list out of those 4.
All right. Let's see here. Next question to Sir Loki. This is from Earl Estaris. What is the best way to mod Enfys Nest? I mod mine for speed and potency, but I'm thinking high protection would be viable to take advantage of for 40% protection stacking.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I personally, I mean, if you got the like a speed set with speed secondaries and the protection primaries, I guess for the circle and the cross, that would be ideal. But I like her going really fast and actually go first, because then she can do the AoE daze and kind of disrupt the other team, and kind of foil the plans. Because her base speed's like 159 or something like that, and then if you can drop like 120 speed on her, then she can, you can get her really fast. And yeah, that AoE daze is just horrible. It's just a it's what we all wanted like Maul to be, right? But then Maul's like super slow. He gets that 20% at the beginning, but I think Enfy's Nest, if you get a lot of speed on her, you can really mess up the plans of the other team, especially because nobody's at first. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, cool, I got like a fast Thrawn, I got all this," but it's like, "Oh crap, their Enfy's Nest went first and dazed all my guys." So I would strongly still go speed. I got some of my guild mates, they're putting a lot of offense on her just to make her hit harder. I don't know if that's any better. Her counter chance is great, but if you have like Treya leads already in your arena shard, it's not going to do great because she's gonna hit herself with the counter attack. So I would go speed first with protection primaries, and then if you want to play around with it more, maybe go crit damage, crit chance is like a secondary set, and kind of try it and see if it works for you.
All right, back to the top to Mike. Let's see. The next question is from Wargle128, and the question is: did anybody notice how backwards the instructions were on how to resistance in the basic training event?
There was, it was getting us to play a way that I wouldn't normally run my squads, I must admit. But then I know that I'm not the most orthodox of players. But yeah, I don't know. I actually finished that one today. Where you have to run your own squad. They didn't move once. It was fantastic. It was just taunt, exposed, exposed train, blam, blam, blam. And what I liked about it is the fact that it opened up to players that maybe weren't at a level to just get some more shards and stuff. I think it was a really good event. I know it's a kind of slight difference to what was actually being asked, but no, I thought applause to the devs on that one.
Yeah,
I liked it.
All right.
I did find the instructions a little weird.
Yes, some of them were a little.
Do you have to finish the Empire event to get that one? Is that why I have not done it?
You have to do your thingies, team up.
I'm like,
you've
I keep
got
going
first
and I'm like,
order
where's my
between those
auto
two.
button? I don't want to play this.
Yeah, I know. There's no auto button. Yeah, it's frustrating. And then you're always on a 5v6 for those battles.
Mm-hmm.
And it I don't know, it's a little weird. And then especially if you're, so this is designed for when you're just starting, right? So we're playing it because it got released after we've already hit kind of max level and all that. So in looking back at it, like you look at these directions and it's just like, well, I don't want to play it this way. I don't want to use this ability right now. I'd rather use something else. And like you try to figure out, the way you play your characters at this point, especially if you played for a long time with those. There's so many events that they put out. I can't remember. Was it TUT that I was mentioning? Like there was a CLS event with the first one, right? Where you're using all the rebels and it's like CLS and Han and stuff. And it's like, I don't need instructions on how to use freaking CLS anymore. He's been like my arena character for the past like 8 months. I know how to use it. And it's just so frustrating. They're like, use this ability here. It's like, no, I don't want to. I'm using something else.
It'd be cool. Like, I mean, I think this is great because it's kind of like a try before you buy thing. So I get that. And I would have loved to have it as a new player because it's like resistance is so neat. But I mean, it sucks if the instructions are wrong because I think we're all like ferociously in love with, Zeta Finn still. And, Rey is fantastic, but Zeta Finn is just love that mechanic. But it would be neat to have like an enrichment mode where you could like go in and, check like base stats and, you know, like where you could kind of like maybe click on the screen as like an experienced player rather than just like I literally just sit with my phone in my hand and I've just been like smashing the buttons, like smash, trying to go through. It's like my auto mode while I'm doing something else. But yeah.
All right. Next question to T-Money. And this is from Fat Tony 99. And the question is, I'll have enough mats to max out Slave 1's reinforcement ability later today. Is it worth it, or should I hold out and look at doing different? Look at doing a different ship.
I mean, I have I like ships. I like ships more right now. I am not of the opinion that it sucks. I'm enjoying it. I run Geonosians. I have my spy's only gear 10, and I'm pretty much guaranteed to win. I'm sure it's horrible on defense, but it's a lot of fun. I think I have spent my reinforcement materials, but it's because I want to kind of make some videos and do some things with it. But I think that the smart thing to do is just hold on to it maybe for another week. I feel like right now, you know, kind of what happens with the new characters is, you know, they come out, characters, new abilities, something gets launched. We all like kind of frantically make our judgments about it. The dust settles. You know, there's videos that go out that say, this is amazing, this is horrible. The dust settles, and then we're like, oh, you can use them this way. And then, oh, you can use them this way. And then once everybody's kind of processed all the information, we start putting all of the links together. Like there's hundreds of new abilities that we've just gotten, and we don't understand how they're all working together yet. Somebody's going to figure out some like neat little piece to make something very OP. So, I mean, Boba's great. I think that he's going to stay on the bench, but they're precious. I am farming node 6-1, and it takes me a lot to get off of mod farming. I do think that it's worthwhile putting energy in there. I don't think you want to be behind, you know, somebody who's farming them every single day for the next 2 months, and you're not. You're gonna start falling in ships, in my opinion. Maybe they're gonna give us more in the holo table, but maybe not. So
the precious.
The precious indeed, yeah.
All right, next question to Dr. Finn. This is from Darth Skywalker. Question: will First Order get any more characters? If so, who?
Ooh. Okay, so this is really, really open here. Okay, so answer is yes. I think they will be getting First Order characters. If we're gonna get it before Episode 9, I don't know. I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of releases tied with the Episode 9 release. So that being said, characters that we'll be looking out for. So definitely Hux. I think Hux is going to be released, and likely with a new First Order capital ship. I think Resistance and First Order are both bound to get a new capital ship as we get closer to the next movie, because they make the most sense to get capital ships in the game right now. So Hux would be one. Depending how they do the storyline, I think they're going to do Snoke. There needs to be a little bit more about Snoke in Episode 9 for that to be true, and not another like separate backstory between Episode 6 and 7 to describe Snoke's backstory. So as long as they're going to describe Snoke a little bit more in Episode 9, which I think they have to do because they kind of ended him abruptly in Episode 8. I think Snoke is going to be a character that's going to be showing up. I'm expecting an epic battle between BB-8 and BB-9E in Episode 9. So BB-9E, I think, is going to be coming as well for the First Order. So I think there's going to be a Praetorian Guard, for sure, that will come into the game. The only thing is how they're going to add him. I made a suggestion, and I doubt this is going to happen, but I thought it would be really cool if you got to pick a particular Praetorian Guard from an event series where you get a particular weapon and they have a different kit, and you have to decide which one you're getting, and then you're just kind of stuck with that one. So everyone can pick their Praetorian Guard, whether they have like the sword weapon or like kind of the double-sided sword weapon or the big chain weapon, whatever it is. Each one has their own little like unique kit, and then once you finish the event, you would be able to pick which one you want and which kit you get, and you're kind of stuck with that for the next few months until they add the other Praetorian Guard versions or something like that. So I thought that would be a little bit of a cool little kink to the way that they normally release characters. But I think a Praetorian Guard will come into the game as well. Maybe this is just me because I liked her character a lot. I am hoping there's like a reborn Phasma character that comes in, because they killed her off really stupidly in episode 8. So it may be that she's still alive. I mean, if Maul came back to life and was Mechano Maul, I think there's a way that you can get Mechano Phasma or something like that. So I'm hoping there is a reborn Phasma character.
Have they ever done characters based off the books? Because her book is canon, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very cool. Read the book. I mean, it's not like a super fabulous book, but it's pretty neat just to see where she's come from. Because where'd Phasma come from, right? What's her background?
Yeah. She came from her mommy and daddy.
Did she?
A stork.
Are you sure about that?
It was a stork, Ranger.
That's how babies are made.
Isn't it from a probe droid?
If that was the mommy and daddy.
When a mommy and daddy love each other very, very much, they get an Imperial probe droid.
That's it.
If that... Okay.
We can save that
doesn't
the rest
blow
of that
up
story for tonight.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Next question.
I can't think of any other
I think you covered
first order characters.
Fine.
Yeah.
Next question to Sir Loki. This is from Fat Tony 99, and another question from him. Cool. Question: when the fleet battle table finally comes out, do you think they will add more ships to the game, and if so, how many?
Yeah, I think so. I think we were talking about legendary events, a couple questions back. I'd love for them to add more capital ships of some sort, because going to that 3v3 format, you've now you can make a team of First Order, you can make a team of Geonosians, and a team of First Resistance, and there's no capital ship yet. So I think hopefully they open up the PV table. They make other ships, more available, like farmable, free to play farmable, and then they introduce want them to do the capital ships first and address the the ships that we already have that don't have a capital ship. So the factions, like the Separatists and the Resistance and First Order. And then, going back to the legendary event thing, if they make it where you have to get like Holdo's capital ship, or you get Hux's capital ship, or, or with the new movie, then you get Lando and, young Lando and the young Millennium Falcon, as a legendary event. I think that would be really cool. But I would say probably in the next 6 months, we get like maybe 2 to 3 new capital ships, and then maybe with the release of other capital ship factions, and maybe there's a bounty hunter one or a smuggler one, and then you get like Bosk, or you get other like bounty hunter type regular ships with it. So and then hopefully they do the Galactic Republic, they give you more Galactic Republic stuff, especially like Jedi stuff, so you get the Anakin starfighter and the General Kenobi ship and all that. So I would say 2 to 3 capital ships, and then maybe another 5 to 6 regular ships, maybe in the next 6 months. I don't know.
All right.
We got 5 hards to give ships to for a start.
All right, next question to Mike. This is from Moogle. Question: have you used any reinforcement mats, and if so, which ship and why?
Yes. I covered one earlier, which was... Hang on, I've got to go into... I'm stoked. I just wrecked a Mother Wampa running Palps, the Triumvirate, and Nest. That was fun. I thought I was going to lose Nest, but she finished green with protection. What a tune. Right. What did I do? No, I haven't done that one. I have done Geonosians. So Geonosian Spy, I've maxed. So when my Geonosian Spy enters battle, and I keep it in reserves, it grants taunt to another. So it grants 2 taunts. Grant taunt to target enemy and another random enemy without taunt for 2 turns, which can't be resisted. It just it gives you an option of not having to hit the ship with retribution, because invariably it's either slave or tie advanced, which just target lock every single one of you, and then they pull in something even nastier to dispatch half your fleet. And I've also maxed. Oh, really? No, I haven't. I've got second one on Geonosian Starfighter, which is useful to know because I'm not running it. Maybe I should. Stun target enemy for 1 turn, which can't be evaded or resisted, and remove 5% turn meter from all other enemies. Oh, that's quite funky. Why aren't I using that?
That's what I use.
Yeah,
It's
I've
incredible.
stopped. Oh, hang on. No, my bad. That was
The Sunfac.
Yeah, that was Sunfac. I thought for a moment then I'd done the wrong ship, which I'm prone to doing. It's the never mod or enhance whilst under the influence. And the other one I did was Command Shuttle, which is a ridiculous move. But I gave the Command Shuttle the First Order Stormtrooper one. The plus 40% counter chance and 10 speed.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
just
start
got
running some of these ships.
We got $20 from Wargoal and Canadian money. So thanks, you, Wargoal, for that Canadian dough. Eh?
Do we know where Wargoal's from in Canada?
No idea. Eh?
He could be my neighbor.
Wouldn't it be awesome if he was in the U.S. but just donates in Canadian money?
Yeah, a whole bunch of these Canadian nickels, eh?
It's the Bitcoin of YouTube.
There you go. Okay, next question to Team Money. This is from Brian Rubin. Question: I'm debating between Nihilist Unique, Hoda, IPD, or holding for Treya. Unlock on next raid completion from next Zeta. I have the mats currently. Thoughts?
So what do we got? Hermit Yoda.
Yes.
Who else? Hermit Yoda are there. Can you list them again, please?
Yeah. IPD, Nihilist Unique, or holding for Treya.
And when is Treya next?
He says on this next raid completion, he'll have her unlocked, and he has the mats currently. So should he save for her Zeta?
Well, you might get a little talking to if you were in the same room with me, because Treya, she is so amazing. She got everything. Like I don't, other than General Kenobi, there's never been a tune that I've just given absolutely everything to. I was short 4 Omegas. I just didn't count correctly, and on the Saturday night stream that we did when Ranger was absent last week, I double Omega'd my Magma Trooper. Magma. I was having trouble in arena against a team, and I double Omega'd him, which you need to do. And then I went to do Treya, and I was like, no. So she got everything, and then she got her. I held back on her her special, not isolate, but the her saber throwing. Oh gosh, I'm so bad with the names of the abilities.
Let's say saber throwy thingy.
Her saber throwy thingy, which is plus 30% damage. So that was the last one that I did, because isolate is very important to do the reduced cooldowns, and then her basic does that lovely, takes all of your buffs and puts them on the other team. It's just incredible. She's such a fun tune. The only other one that I want to go in on is Nesty. I think she's just so incredible. She's so good. She's so good. She's going to change our game. I was so angry. I was so angry that they put her out because she's so game breaking. And I had like my literally 48 hours of fame in my shard. I was the second tray. I was so proud of myself. And then they like released this too, and I'm like, no. But I can't stay mad because she's so good. She's amazing. So she's where all my energy is going right now.
Yeah.
I just slapped her in my arena squad. Palps lead, triumvirate, nest. It's fun.
Yeah, everything else is on hold. She's so neat. She has 259 base speed.
I know.
She can get ahead of Vader. Sorry, 159. She can get ahead of Vader.
Up to 260. And and Days in Thrawn and Wampa. Oh, happy days.
One of my players has her at 299. He's not day one either. He's like like a year and a half or something. Yeah, 299. This is what you want to do is you got to go and learn about her and figure out how to dismantle her. It's not hard, but it's different than anything we've seen before. It's very, very different.
All right. Next question to Dr. Finn. This is from Darth Skywalker. Question: will Rex's leadership ever get an Omega Zeta? What would you like it to be?
So, all right. So I'm trying to find the best way to answer this.
Just say no and move on.
Well, so it's not just a no. So here's the problem. So Rex does not need any edit to his leader ability. He is one of the characters that right now will last through every single meta almost, because he is based around any kind of crit damage being done, and everyone wants crit damage because it increases the damage that you're doing. So Rex has a leader that does not require any kind of change. But if the ship's 2.0 change indicated anything, is that they are not unwilling to just do a massive change of random things. And so my fear is that they might do a clone rework, because clones, since Heroic AAT Phase 2 kind of just went by the wayside and no one cared about Heroic AAT as much, and no one wanted to put a Zeta on Zodi anymore. If they rework clones, it is possible that his leader ability gets nerfed, and then you have to do a Zeta or an Omega in order to get it back to where it is right now. So that's my one fear. I don't think the ability needs to change any. I think Rex is the most versatile leader in the game. He basically lasts through everything in some way, shape, or form. So I would say no, but if they added a Zeta or an Omega to him, chances are it would just to bring his ability back to where it is right now, because they nerfed his non-Zeta Omega ability like they did with ships.
All right. Next question to Sir Loki. This is from our little homette in Scotland, Keyboard the Planet Eater. Question: I have Zeta normal Kylo. Is there any other First Order Zetas I should be thinking of getting so that it will be easier for me to get BB-8?
I think. Well, I mean, you should eventually do Crew anyway. So I would do Crew, his leader. That's definitely going to make it easier, because it's going to make all your First Order start healing when they gain buffs or debuffs. So I would go Crew leader, and then it's a toss up from there for like First Order Stormtrooper or the unique on Crew. But to make it extremely easy, right away, do the Crew leader. But you might not need it. I mean, I would try it without it.
All right. Back to the top to Mike. Next question. This is from Hans Smeller. Question: I'm pretty keen on 7-starring Enfys Nest, which will probably cost over $400 Australian. Should I do it or just spend the crystals on gear instead?
Okay. Initially, I would leap at yes. Because I'm assuming that you're going to be raiding light side territory battles, working on your scoundrels, yada yada. So yes, I would say definitely. I mean, I'm running her. I've just done her 7-star gear 11 maxed aura attacks and abilities, and she's a plug and play toon. I think she'll go into pretty much any squad. I know a lot of people want to run her under JTR because she's got that additional expose, but she just runs in anything. I mean, I'm 14 away from my 200 wins with Jedis, the quest with 5 Jedis, because I just ran a Kenobi lead 5 Jedi squad with Hermit Yoda, and she was the start each and every battle. That expose on the basics and everything, yeah, she's just too good. She's gonna be one of those toons, I think. Don't cite me. My lawyers are backing me to say that. But yeah, no, I think that she is going to be she's going to be up there kind of like with Thrawn and Rex and whatnot. She doesn't bring a lead, but she will go into any squad.
All right.
But you need that Zeta on her, because don't forget, she's also like a Boba Fett. You know, Han Solo ignores Taunt on his first go, and that's it. Then he's locked down on Taunt. Boba ignores Taunt unless Boba needs to get whatever that ability is back, in which case Boba's then locked back into Taunt, which then makes her unique.
Okay.
That's science.
That's science. Next question from Thoka to T Money, and this is: what do you think about Grievous capital ship?
I think when Finn, was it you, Finn, that was talking about BB9?
BB9.
I just kind of in my heart knew that a droid meta was coming. I was like, I don't know what I don't know. I mean, every meta is coming, so I could say that and be safe to say. But yeah, of course, yeah. General Grievous has to have some use in the game. We have tons of folks who are Grievous fans, who have been farming this toon for years, and give him to us and make him viable. I think that's with the new ships table coming up, I don't know how exactly they're going to roll it out. Are we going to change to capital ships and hard nodes? We've never done that before. Is there going to be a paywall behind, in front of some of these ships? I mean, it'd be great if a paywall was behind it. You get the ship and then you get paid. Is that how that would work? But yeah, absolutely. The ship is coming. What other ships are we going to get? A resistance ship would be fantastic. A first order ship. Those first order ships, was it Mick Mole who did the video of the first order ships, and then I had one in my shard the next day. It's the only one I have trouble with. I was just like, what? No, like, what are they doing? What's going on? It was very, very strong. So if we have a first order capital ship, I personally want to be ready for that one. I want to throw that back to you guys that know more about lore and the name of the ship. So Grievous has had a couple of different ships, right? And he had the one that was the weapon. What was the name of that one? It's in Clone Wars. That was that weapon that they were chasing around trying to destroy, and it would send like the sound waves off through the galaxy and just destroy everything. Ranger?
I'm drawing the blank. I haven't watched Clone Wars in so long, so I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, so he's had a couple of different ones.
The
so
Grievous Whammy McBlammy weapon. There we go.
That's the one. That's the one.
I'm just drawing a blank.
Yeah. So there's a few different ones that he could have.
Laura on my ass.
Google.
What's it called?
Google.
Google, yes. Thank you. Ranger's my Google.
I need more coffee before I become Google.
There you go.
General Grievous. Oh, is my mic on? Sorry.
Grievous.
Ship's name. Oh, here we are.
There was the Malevolence. I think that was his main ship.
Mm-hmm.
which would be really neat because that's the one that Wolfpack is famous for, which is the name of Mike Gilt for coming up against the Malevolent. But then there's also, that's his main
Invisible
one.
Hand.
Yes, that's the weapon one, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't that Wonder Woman ship?
No, that was the Invisible Jet.
That was the surprise Superman got, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, it only did 2,000 kph though. Really? Oh, yeah, no, it had a hyperdrive rating of class 1. These are important facts.
That was a nerd shock for anyone listening who didn't understand it like me. It's like, what? Gasp!
Next question will go to Dr. Finn, Grand Admiral of the Republic, and the question is: what are some territory war teams that are easy to gear for offense besides the Resistance?
This one's a little tricky to answer because it depends on what you're putting on defense as a guild. Because different GP levels use different things. So, I mean, there's obviously the general high-level squads, right? So Jedi Training Raid teams, Emperor Palpatine teams, CLS teams, crew teams, Night Sisters, Phoenix. All of those are good teams that you can use on offense, but I know that different gear or different GP level guilds may put some of those on defense. So those would be ones that you would want to make sure you have because they just kind of make a well-rounded team. Other teams on offense besides Resistance, definitely Imperial Troopers. They don't do well on defense, so those ones you'll typically have on offense. So Veer, Stark, Snow Trooper, Death Trooper, and then Shore Trooper or Stormtrooper, depending on kind of what teams you're facing, what compositions you're using with the rest of your squad, but that would be Imperial Trooper. Good one to work on in terms of gear. Depending how far you want to go, Ewoks are really good in territory wars for offense. They, similar to why Enfys Nest is really good, like Loki was saying earlier, because you get that AoE days. Logray does that as well. And so Ewoks have a really nice utility against a lot of different teams, especially turn meter gaining teams and countering teams, because that's essentially what days will help to prevent. So Ewoks have a really good advantage against a lot of those different squads. So Ewoks are another squad that you can work with, depending on. So it is so situational; it's hard to answer. So Maul leads and Qui-Gon Jinn lead teams can also work really well on offense, but it depends on what you're facing in territory wars. So you want to be selective on when you utilize those. And same thing with droids with Nebbit and Jawa Engineer. They're a really nice burst team in order to burn down a team, especially if you can get a fast Jawa Engineer. A lot of these teams need to be fast. So gear is one aspect of it. Your mods are a really, really big aspect to it, especially if you're going to be more competitive and trying to take down harder teams. I know T and I disagree a little bit on this, but not on this case. If you're using teams specifically for offense and you're planning on using them, they need to be modded. They need to be modded with speed, because the faster your teams go, the more you're going to have a better chance of taking an advantage on a team. And in the worst case scenario, somebody feeds turn meter to another squad, you have a chance of at least beating some of the characters on the opposing team. So those are teams that I've used on offense as well to beat different tunes, different squads and whatnot. It's situational though. But those would be the ones that I would focus on outside of the ones you would place on defense that I mentioned earlier.
All right. Next question to Sir Loki. The next question is from Mostaf Isley, and he says, speaking of legendaries, Emperor Palpatine has gotten a rework. Can Grandmaster Yoda be far behind? Maybe he'll usher in the Jedi faction pass.
Yeah, I agree. he needs a lot of work. I mean, he got so many reworks, but it always made him worse. So he's like, gave him a double Zeta. They gave him, I mean, he was good when he first came out. I remember using him. He would stun all the time, and his basic would hit really hard, and then they nerfed him like a couple weeks after. So I predict he's going to be one of the ones that gets a major rework when they do the whole Galactic Republic separatists like rework. I think they're going to do that whole era of Star Wars altogether, and it's going to be a major rework like they did with ships. So the whole ship thing alludes that they're not afraid to shake up the whole thing and rework like 10 plus tunes at one time. So I'm hoping for it. I've been sitting on him. Mine's all maxed out, and he doesn't do nothing. So,
do you think they'll rework a Zeta though? I don't think they've reworked any Zeta. I mean, they fixed Barris's. They claimed it was a bug fix and like refunded it, right? But they haven't changed any Zeta map, and you would have to in order to make Grandmaster Yoda viable, no?
I mean, they've reworked abilities, period, right? So there's times where we've omega'd something and it got better, right? Like Chopper got better, if you already threw the Omega on him or whatever. So I can see them doing that. I could definitely see them doing it. I mean, they've nerfed like Barris, they've nerfed Vader, they've nerfed other like Zetas. So why they couldn't upgrade them and just get it over with. I don't think it's fair that people have sat on these tunes for so long and they just keep nerfing them. They haven't made them better. So the Palpatine one, I think was really good. It was needed. I mean, it's Emperor Palpatine, for God's sake. So, but Yoda was definitely pinnacle in the movies. I mean, even in the prequels, right? He was jumping around, you couldn't hit him, and he went toe to toe with Palpatine. So, I don't see why not.
Right.
Asajj Ventress changed overnight with the introduction of a couple of tunes, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone used to joke about Zeta in her.
Yeah, so her Zeta you work then, right? That's a good point, Mike.
Yeah,
but wasn't it the addition of a Zeta?
No, she had a Zeta.
No, she always had two Zetas.
Yeah, she sucked.
And everyone laughed. Why would you do it? I mean, I remember kind of like, what was it, Infinite Wrath or whatever? And it was like, yeah, because you're angry forever after using it because it does nothing.
Yeah.
So they added stacking, which is what helped.
I'm pretty sure some people were using, good old Maurice was using that in raids for the stacking offense. He's been doing that for like just on her own. She doesn't need the sisters for that, right? It just kind of with zombie, it makes it like, whoa, but she's always been doing that.
But at that time, it was kind of only one raid where you got any benefit from it. No, I mean, if you look at how many people would Zeta her when he was doing that to where she is now in the league table of Zetas, and she's kind of not top of the list, but she's going to be in the top 10 of Zetas, surely.
What if they didn't like rework anything necessarily, but they added a character? Because we've seen this at least in the data mines previously. Like, what's his the Mundi Jedi? What's his name?
Imagundi?
No, not Imagundi.
He's gonna die.
Ki Adi Mundi, right? If they add him with a unique ability where, like, as long as he's active, right? Anytime a Jedi loses foresight. Since that's what Qui-Gon and Yoda do, right? Like their Zetas are primarily, like Yoda's unique and Qui-Gon's leader ability are foresight based. So anytime a Jedi loses foresight, they gain like 10% turn meter or something like that, where you actually just build into the foresight play that Jedi already have with another character that doesn't have a unique, but one of those like unique leader ability type things, where it's not a leader, but as long as they're in play, they do something like Barris does too. Maybe that would save Jedi a little bit.
All they need to do with Jedi is they need to give somebody a unique that gives other Jedi like blaster immunity, and you're done. Because
they need to hit.
You watch.
They need to hit.
They need to leave Stormtroopers training camp.
Yeah, they need like blaster immunity, or they need something like Treya's leadership where If you hit a Jedi with a blaster, then it does equal damage to the attacker. That's all they need to do.
It deflects back and they kill themselves.
Yeah, because that's what it does in the movies.
Yeah, you're right. Boomerang
good
blasters.
Good
that's
one.
all they need to do. And that's it. That's really all they need to do. It's not hard.
But Jedi don't use that they typically don't use that to battle, right? Like they don't use the blaster fire to hurt another enemy.
Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah, they do. Mm-hmm. They turn it back on themselves.
I was just reading that somewhere. I'll try and find it, but it was like it was like that was like that's like a last resort.
Well, so before the Clone Wars, yeah, they would just deflect it and stuff and then use the Force for some other reason. But during the Clone Wars, with all the battle droids and stuff, that was basically there was like block, destroy, because they was like it was the easiest way to get them off the battlefield. You know, get close. And start cutting them with the lightsaber, but block their blaster bolts right back into them and stuff. So,
and they've watched Deadpool now, and Logan.
All right, that's enough of you.
Can I just add something?
I don't know. Can you?
Well, I should, because one of the most brilliant minds in the game, Jedi Master Adastra. So search her out on YouTube, and she's got tons of Jedi videos. I'm looking at one here that she's made 2 weeks ago, and she's got Traya behind a Qui-Gon Jinn lead with Grandmaster Yoda, Hermit Yoda, and Ezra. So like just tons and tons of really creative, innovative, out of the box stuff with Jedi in particular. She does lots of stuff with Admiral Akbar too. So check that out, because she is using I think, I don't know if all the Jedi, but yeah, I was like, when's the last time she put out a Grandmaster Yoda video? And there's one I just found one from a couple weeks ago. So
when did she last use ETH though?
I will ask her about
Tumbleweed.
that. I'll say we can request that video.
All right, next question. Let's see here.
She might not. That's the thing.
Back to the top. Let's see. Back to the top with Mike. This is from Darth Skywalker. Is Arena no longer the most important area of the game?
Yes.
It's always the most important
that's where you get your crystals. Yeah, of course it is. What I would have to actually answer that with a question as to why. What's more important?
Right.
And Arena's the thing that you do every day. Every day you raid so many days apart. Territory wars, territory battles again. You know, you've got gaps, but no, mate, your arena is it's where it's at. It gives you currency to spend in the shops. It gives you the crystals. Yeah, no. Work on your arena squad, max that, and then work from there.
All right. Team Money. Next question from Bohalski. Question to all the guys. I think he means everyone. What was your biggest newbie time mistake?
Well,
we already know yours.
I always say ETH Koth. Go around the corner.
No, that's not right, Team Money.
What?
There was
She wasn't a newbie when she made that mistake.
Oh, well,
no, true. I was very new when I made the ETH Koth.
No, not
mistake.
that one.
Oh,
Ranger's
that
talking
mistake.
about.
I don't think that.
Yeah, I don't think that doesn't qualify. That's just a mistake.
Being a part, like Zetaing things when I'm like party girl Team Money counts. I don't think so. Let me think about that. I'm just looking through my roster here. There's tunes. A Royal Guard. I always, right now, Royal Guard is a very, very. He's still got a ton of utility. If you put Royal Guard in a squad with a bunch of other tanks, I don't like. Some people everybody uses their tunes a different way, but like Stormtrooper Han lead gives some like protection to your tunes.
Newbie mistake. Stay on target, Team Money.
What? I'm talking about Royal Guard. Yeah. So, and you can use Royal Guard. He goes down to half health, and the AI just seems to target your IPD, and then Royal Guard takes that damage away. So he actually becomes useful. So I don't have him, and I find so many times I want to use that tune, and I don't. He's level 65 gear 6. So that's one of my biggest regrets that I still haven't kind of done. But yeah, ETH Koth, farming things too fast just to do it and not looking at the very end game to see what are the top players in day 1 shards farming now and what is the path to get there.
Anybody else newbie mistakes?
Anything that had to do with heroic AAT and farming up.
Yeah, I think we all made that mistake probably listening to Dr. Finn.
And we drank the Kool-Aid from CG, and we started, oh, look, the Jawas are great, and ETH Koth is great, and oh, man.
Gearing Fugly to 11. Yeah, I still slap myself about that. And not only that, giving him Omegas is like, what? If I could get a refund on any tune, I think it would be him.
All right. Next question to Finn. And this is from Stoner Jedi Takedown Games. Question for the panel. I'm seeing Bubba pop up in Arena with Rex and EP lead. Is anyone else seeing this? I'm not. Have you seen this, Dr. Finn?
No. I haven't, because I don't understand that team.
Yeah, I don't either. With
an EP lead with Rex and Boba, so that means like 40% of your roster isn't getting the benefit of the lead. So I don't know what the full squad is. I feel like something is missing there because it seems like Rex would be a better lead than EP. So
could it be a contract thing and a quest?
I have no idea.
Because we've got to fill Boba's contract of 500 times.
Yeah, but if you don't have other Boba's contract, hold on, let me review his contract.
Boba's contract is kill the first one that moves. Yeah, but you don't need it. It's kill the first one that moves.
But don't you need Boba as lead in order for the contract to even come up?
Yeah,
so I'm pretty sure the contract is based on the bounty hunter that's in lead. So EP lead wouldn't make any sense.
No, you're right. Okay, I was trying to find some reason.
Yeah, I'm missing what the purpose of the team is. So if that's the team with EP lead, Rex, Boba, and I don't know what the other 2 characters are. I don't know, Scion and Nihilist or something. But I'm missing what the team synergy is.
I suppose. Boba's a good character, isn't he? He ability blocks plus also
he's saying annihilate. Okay, so Xylo clarified. So he's saying it's Rex teams and EP teams, so 2 different types of teams that are using Boba as his 5th.
Boba is in to kill Wampa for quests.
He might be in there to kill Wampa for quests. He may also just be a dot killer. If you're using Emperor Palpatine, Boba does still do a lot of damage with an AoE ability block. So he might just be brought in as a utility as a 5th character. Same way a lot of people sub out their tank in order to put in like OG Han and that kind of stuff. I can see Boba being that. Okay, that makes more sense, Ilo, than an EP team with Rex and Boba and 2 other characters.
So
it's probably for the quest in order to kill Wampa.
I just got the wrong part of it, not the 500 contracts.
All right. Last question to Sir Loki. This is from Tenebrous. Question: What are the critical Omegas needed for the Trooper team? Veer, Stark, Snow, Death Trooper, and Shore.
Damn. I would say every.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hang on a second. I gotta look at it real quick. But I mean, off the top of my head, you want I think you want Snow Trooper first because correct me if I'm wrong, but one of his Omegas is is it reduce the cooldown when it crits?
Yep.
The AoE.
His AoE special for every crit it reduces by 1.
So that's that's like a must. I think the Shore Trooper one is it Shore Trooper? No, it's not Shore Trooper. Was it Stormtrooper? Okay, so Stormtrooper I like because that's the taunt duration. So it's on Stormtrooper Bravado. The taunt duration's +1, but then you get the 50% turn meter reduction chance. When he gets hit, right? So it bumps it up to 100%. Whenever Stormtrooper gets hit, the rest of the opposing team gets 10% turn meter taken away. So I like that one. And then Veer's I mean, Veers is just so good. Just max out all of them. Specifically the leader, I believe. That's not the one with the Zeta. Obviously, you need the Zeta on him. So I would go leader on Veers over the other two, but the other two just give him more ability block chance and damage and stuff like that. So that's very important. The Death Trooper gets the cooldown increase on his grenade, so you need that one for sure. And then Terminate is the it buffs up Death Mark. It makes it better, or actually lets you inflict Death Mark. I apologize. So that one's good. And then Stark is the there's one. It's like a whole paragraph. I think it's the Blizzard 4 Barrage, the Walker attack AOE. So that's the stagger. That's the 10% more damage with the active allies, but more so it's the stagger. I tend to Omega the ones that give you more utility over the ones that give you more damage. So if it says something like plus 15% damage, I would probably just do that last. And then if the ability is like a paragraph long or a couple sentences, I would just do that. So I hope that helps. And then Magma Trooper, I know T-Money mentioned Magma Trooper, but man, that guy's so good. I would Omega him all the way up. He's brilliant.
All right. All right, let's see here. So that's all the regular questions. So we have fun questions now. First of all, it's good old Maurice's birthday. Happy birthday, good old Maurice.
Wow.
He's up in the mountains playing guitar somewhere right now, right, so yeah. he might be listening
and
to
happy
us
birthday,
later.
Nukin, as well. I forgot Nukin. So. But happy birthday, GOM.
Happy birthday, Maurice.
Happy birthday.
So first one is from Dada Jordan. Question. I said, I really found the Mage Ducky ship show really helpful a while ago. Is he still around? If so, anyone know what he thinks of ships 2.0?
We have a whole series of where are they now questions, Ranger. That's why I separated those.
Yeah, where are they now?
So
he's with CG,
for those of you,
and
he works for CG.
Yeah, we. No one knows.
So
what
does he think of ships 2.0? He loves them.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, if you guys didn't see it at the last, it was EA Play, right? Where the Game Changers were kind of in that red room and they were like streaming together in that room. Mage Ducky was there. He basically works for CG.
Yeah.
So that's where he went. So if he's still around, yeah, he's definitely involved in the game. And you know that he has ship stuff. So yeah.
There you go.
And now there's ships 2.0. So there you go.
Darth Hideous question: what happened to Darth Bella? Did she quit the game? Is she ever coming back? I don't know if she's quit the game. She's not coming back, so. But I don't know if she quit the game or if she's still playing. I have no idea.
Me neither.
So. Can't give you a good answer on that one. What happened to Turbs from Stanley Red? Haven't seen him on Jet Academy for a while. I don't know what happened to Turbs. Mike, have you had any contact with Turbs?
No, mate. I tried him, and I
know he had a lot of real life stuff happening, and he had moving and things of that nature. I don't know what happened to Turbs.
I messaged him ages ago, and he still hasn't read it. Oh, I was mentioned. It's a while since I've been online. Yeah.
Guess as good as ours. Love to have Turbs back. Just don't know where he is.
Yeah. No, last message I sent him was back in April, and it's still unread.
All right. Turbs Drac Knight question: is Jedi Academy named after Jedi Academy, the video game? No, it is not. It's just named after just the Jedi Academy.
Wasn't it? Yeah, we didn't. I don't remember for sure. So Smithy started the whole Jedi Academy thing.
Yeah,
I think it was based around the fact that you and him would like spend entire stream just going, Master Luke, there are too many.
Master Skywalker, what are we going to do? There's too many.
It was like over and over again. You guys would do it.
And thus,
yeah, Smithy came up with the title. I don't know where it originated from, to be honest, but he started it. Although I have to say, when we were working on trying to figure out, like the skin and what to put on the screen for everyone when we're when we're doing stuff on YouTube. I did get the Jedi Academy game as one thing that we could do while streaming, that I could just play the game while you guys are doing stuff. So maybe that's something we can revisit, because I do have the game.
All right, Clone Cobra question.
Vito Anto, by the way, just posted in chat that Turd left the game. That he's, so he left the game.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Oh, that does suck.
All right, next question from Clone Cobra. What song will T-Money sing for us tonight? Oh.
The Bodyguard just came to mind.
Oh.
But it can't be sure.
Right.
We'll never know until it happens. Chrome.
All right, Camille Blahowski says, so, I have time for one movie this weekend. Deadpool 2 or Solo first?
Solo.
Dude, Gabby.
I'm kind of partial to Solo myself. Not that I didn't love Deadpool 2, I did, but I really like Solo a lot. I really
depends what you need, right?
Yeah.
Deadpool is like a pure comedy. If you're going in for a laugh, I would say Deadpool. But if you're looking for a little bit more of a drama, a little bit more of like a Star Wars movie, then
heist kind of film, yeah.
But Deadpool is just hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. Grand Admiral of the Republic question. Mike, why do the people of England wear those big hats to weddings, man?
To hide our poor dentistry, mate. Duck the hat down for the pictures. Everyone looks great.
All right, Brian Rubin question. Would the RSG crew do a roster review for me once I'm totally trashed this evening? Well,
Drunken roster review is something that may catch on the mature streams. Just saying. Who should I Zeta? First order TIE pilot.
All right, question. See, Come Cobra question for the panel. What would your lead ability Zeta grant your team?
100% porg plushes in their bedrooms. That's mine.
Twilight prostitutes massaging me all the time.
the Jabba the Hutt buff.
Mm-hmm. Too many just say Twilight men prostitutes massaging me all the time.
This is just how highly I think of myself. But you know that little Jedi in the Jedi challenge where they have the little like, let's go guys, the like 25% of all of their abilities up. Mm-hmm. I would love to see that in the game somewhere. And I'm like, when I'm on my cheerleader, that's the way it is. Come on guys, let's go. Right. And then I freak out. And then they have to do that to me. It's usually the second part.
And then the last question from Grand Admiral of the Republic question. To my girl T, I was one of the 24 viewers left watching after your 6-hour marathon stream chant. I was wondering, did you ever manage to get a hold of Finn on time, and are you still on the floor?
I'm not on the floor. Grande, actually, he was still up, and I think he actually telephoned Finn, who had come in a number of times and checked on us, and we were like happy and going and fine, and so he just left us. But yes, Finn did come. It was a 6.5-hour stream last Saturday.
I can guarantee you monkey asses that ain't happening tonight.
And I can't remember what time in the night I was like,
it was 4 a.m. that I was woken up by Grande.
Yeah. There was some point in the stream where I was like, okay, guys, I can't take it anymore. Where's Finn? Do you think he's okay? Is he coming to get us? What do we do? So I was trying to, keep the illusion that this was all planned, but it was a little late. But Ouchie, she's still there, Ouchie wanted to keep going. And I kind of wish that we had, so if a 6-hour record can easily be broken, an 8 or a 12, that's going to stand for a little while.
I've done those myself in Battlefront, so don't you worry.
Dang, it's not a record. Finn told me it was a record.
Well, for mature, it was.
It was a mature stream record.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll take it.
Yeah. Take what you can get, eh? Okay, that's all the questions. So now we're gonna let everybody pimp their stuff real quick. Team Money, where can the folks check you out at?
Well, we have a couple of channels. So I'm here Saturday morning and RSG Mature, link below, on Saturday night. And then on Thursday nights, we didn't have a stream this last week. We had some stuff going on, Teals and I, and so they just brought it into chat this week instead. But usually Thursday nights at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, we have our silly stream that's actually filled with lots of great content as well, called the League of Extraordinary Nerf Herders. Just search that on YouTube. And then I think, a month ago now, Good Old Maurice and I started Operation Metaverse, which has just a few videos on it, but they're well watched. I think our Night Sister video is going to hit 60,000 views this week. And we released one on Magma Trooper last week, which is really important for the upcoming Treya meta, not necessarily for Arena if you're going to have Treya soon, but certainly for Territory Wars, and that's getting up there. Not 60,000 at all, but it's like 5,000 video. So I was happy. I thought that would just be a few hundred views. So it's going well. Probably release one this maybe Tuesday, which is we'll see. Hopefully it's another gooder.
All right, Mike, where can folks check you out at?
I've got a channel, Mike Hunt, SWGOH, and I've been as we've been celebrating Christmas, I've recorded quite a bit, mostly without commentary, unfortunately, but I haven't uploaded anything, or very little. So I have uploaded my unlocking Gear 11, slapping Treya into an arena battle and probably losing it. So lost on my debut there. Yay. I've got other stuff coming up. Obviously, I've mentioned that I'm trying Nest out in arena at the moment. Pop on by. We have milk and cookies.
All right, and if you're watching this in the RSG channel. We do this every Saturday from 10 to usually about 12 p.m. whenever we get done. And you can check out, we got all kinds of content, guys. We got the lunch stream going out Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern. We've got the regular Wednesday night stream, which is our big one where we break down all the latest and greatest of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes news and notes and breaking it down, tell you what it all means. Got the Mature channel stuff going on the Mature channel, RSG Mature at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight. We got a lot of other games we've been putting out, Battlefront and things of that nature. So we got a lot of great content. The best way to know about this and all these other great channels is to subscribe. So subscribe to all of us if you like what you see. Supports the channel, helps the channels grow, helps support the community. If you have questions that we didn't get to today, then jump in our Discord. We've got over 1,000 people strong in the community, and they're there to help you with all your Star Wars Galaxy Heroes questions. And that's what we live for. So we will do the Mature channel stuff tonight. So I want to thank my panel, Team Money, Mike, Loki, Dr. Finn, and everybody in chat for being here today and participating. So enjoy the rest of your day. I think I'll do some Battlefront. Someone asked me about Battlefront. I will do some during the Mature channel stream tonight. Not a lot going in-game in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, so... I'll keep the Battlefront stuff streaming while we're having fun doing our Mad Libs and drinking and all that other good. So, everyone else have a great rest of your day. We will holler at you later when we see you. So be safe, and we will see you later. Peace.